I'm Venessa Johnson, and I'm standing outside the Cheese Cave in Claremont, California, where sisters Marnie and Lydia Clark are serving up amazing cheeses, charcuterie, sandwiches, beers, wine, along with a lot of other specialty products. We're going to go inside and have a chat with them and hear what they're up to. Hi there, I'm Venessa Johnson, and I'm at the Cheese Cave with Lydia and Marnie Clark, owners of the Cheese Cave. Hi, girls. Hey. So tell me a little bit about how you guys got started. Are you from Wisconsin?
No, that is not true. A lot of people, we've gotten that rumor a lot. And I think it's also because we have a picture of us with cheese heads right by the cash register, but that's just a separate love, not a hometown thing.
So the rumor on the street is that you guys are from Wisconsin and you grew up on a farm with cows. So is any of that true?
So our family, we are a dairy family, but our immediate family, we were kind of like the business ones, where our dad ran the business of the dairy, but all of our cousins grew up on a dairy and
so ranches and stuff like that. Whereas we grew up in a suburb with a track home and a classic named Bossy.
Okay. So then how did the Cheese Cave come to be?
Well, so after college I started working as a cheesemaker, and I just got really obsessed with kind of the glory of cheese, because it's so crazy that something so perishable can turn into something that is really lasting. So, because traditionally cheese making was just used for that, just the preservation of something that was perishable.
Okay.
So that really just made me very interested about it, and then also it's so delicious. And so Lydia and I would always be on the phone talking about what cheeses we were eating and
what restaurants we were going to.
Yeah. And Lydia was living up in Napa, and so anytime that I had the chance to go to a cheese conference or a festival, and a lot of them were up in the Bay Area, I would go, and Lydia and I would just kind of fawn over cheese, bubbles. Yeah.
Did you have a cheesery or a creamery that you looked up to that was an example for you or that you loved?
I mean, I think with growing up in a dairy family, with my grandfather, having the dairy, it was fluid milk, and it's like a giant dairy. But it was always, get up early and work hard. That was like the motto. And so family was always involved. So it was like, no matter kind of what it took, it was like you had to do it.
Right.
Whether you're milking the cows, whether you're cleaning up after them, or you're bringing somebody up for ice cream. There was so many different parts of it that it was just kind of something
natural.
Yeah. And I think Cowgirl Creamery, you just see how new cheese is to the U.S.
Right.
Artisanal cheese, really it's so new here, and it to be starting into a business where it's involving cheese, but it's been around forever, and it's still so new here in the U.S.
That's exciting.
So kind of really exciting, and I think it gives us an opportunity to really make a change, and
Get it out there.
Get it out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you end up in Claremont, where I grew up?
Yeah. We grew up here too.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you guys go to Claremont High?
No. We're Christian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so hard too, is because it's we grew up here, but then going to a private school, and we're really involved. Marnie was a softball player in high school and in college, and I was a figure skater, and so and then I started coaching. So all of our extracurricular stuff just took so much time. So it wasn't, I don't know, we were just nerds, I think. I don't know. Really, I think we've lived in a cave our whole life.
Yeah. Now it's just full of cheese too.
Yeah. And so people are like, oh, you grew up here? You know this person, this person? No, I
It was in a cave. Now the Cheese Cave.
Yeah.
So you guys have a ton of cheeses, and we're standing in front of your cheese.
Yeah. No, it doesn't always look this bad.
Tell me kind of the process of how do you pick your cheeses. Let's start there. How do you pick your cheeses?
So we basically pick it on what we first of all want to eat. So we've just become really familiar with a lot of different cheeses, and so we have from different importers. We'll often get different lists of from our purveyors, or we have to do a French pre-order where it's shipped airmail to us.
Wow.
And so that
really
one, it is really fun, because you just kind of have to plan on what just kind of knowing what you're going to have coming in. And then we get cheese in from Cowgirl Creamery all the time, and they also do a lot of distribution. But we also get a lot that are just directly from different farms. Domestically, we try to do that as much as possible, and so it's a little bit messy with a lot of paperwork, but
We have
it's
tons of paperwork.
Yeah, tons of
You know,
paperwork.
instead of
Yeah.
just going through like one, say, distributor, like, I don't know, we like to make life harder. Just
Yeah,
interesting,
do more.
and it's like, do more, like, because it really makes such a difference to be able to get certain things from certain people.
Yeah,
Right.
And we're
You know?
always reading about cheese, and there's a really great magazine called Culture Magazine that is so wonderful. And
Best
it's-
magazine.
It is. And it just comes out
Culture
four-
Magazine.
Yeah,
All
it just
about
comes out
cheese.
4 times a year.
Okay.
And it's like incredible. And the cheese world's really small, so we have a lot of friends that also have cheese shops in other places, states, and cities, and things like that. And
Right.
so
Like when I was in Seattle
Yeah,
and
yeah.
at the Cap and Kid.
Yeah.
you guys
It's just
know
so
that
crazy because
lady.
it was like when we first met each other it
In
was
Austin at a cheese
in Austin
conference.
at a cheese conference at like American Cheese Society in Austin, Texas. And it seems like ridiculous. Like, really, you travel for a cheese conference? This is
Yeah,
like-
totally.
Totally,
Yeah,
yes.
sounds like a lot of
And
fun.
so
and
it was
good eating.
Yeah, it was before she had found her space, before we had found our space, and so it's just so cool to see like now, after just 2 years, like
Yeah.
wow, like things,
It's so
to really just
exciting.
like focus and like make things happen,
It seems like it really is just growing and expanding right now, and
Yeah.
people are getting really interested in cheese. I want to know what your favorite cheese is. All-time favorite.
Well, mine is the best cheese in the world.
Is that what it's called?
No, Comté. Comté is just
Comté.
an amazing cheese, from France, and that's poutine salad. It's just so fantastic and so wonderful. There's 65 different flavors that you can pull out of this
Wow.
cheese. There's a whole wheel. Lots of books.
Is that
I'm,
a cow
obsessed.
cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Marty?
I really hate to say what
Okay.
favorites are, but if I have to just pick one, then I go to Montenegro. It's a Spanish goat cheese that has like a dense, fudgy texture, and it's gorgeous. It has an ash rind, and it's technically in the blue cheese family, but it doesn't taste blue cheesy at all.
That sounds
But it's
phenomenal.
so
It's like
good
awesome.
and different. Yeah.
Wow. Well, tell me a little bit about what else you girls have going on, because you have a class tonight at the
Yes.
press, your
Yeah.
first one, right? A
Yes.
wine and cheese pairing.
Mhm.
And you're planning on doing more of these in the coming months and time?
Yeah, and not just always like based around cheese and wine, but like doing a cheese and beer, and then doing like cheese and olive oil, cheese and chocolate. Around
Cheese
the
and
world.
jam.
Yeah.
I have to say that the olive oil here at the store, they not only have cheese, but they have wines and beers, chocolates and specialty products, charcuterie, and my favorite part for me is your own olive oil
Yes.
and balsamic vinegar. And I have to say it's the best balsamic vinegar I've ever
Crazy delicious.
had
Yeah.
in my life. I didn't know balsamic tasted
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
I had no idea.
Yeah. It's like a reduction almost. It's like so
It's
thick.
so thick.
I put it on everything.
Everything.
Everything,
It's
like
so
rice,
good.
veggies, like
Mm-hmm.
I love
cheese,
What had you guys seen that concept before somewhere else? Because if you could explain to our viewers, you buy or you bring in your own bottles. How does that work?
Yeah, it's kind of like a bottle deposit. So initially we wanted people to be able to bring in their own bottle, but with the health department you have to have
Okay.
something sanitized by us. So you buy a bottle, and it's the first time it's $5 for the bottle, and
Okay.
then you bring that bottle back, and you just have to pay the refill price, and you can go between the different sizes. We have an 8.5 ounce and then like a 16 ounce,
Okay.
and it doesn't always have to be balsamic, and we have 2 different olive oils, and so you can always switch between them.
Where are
and
the
so
olive oils from? Because they're amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lucero,
Yeah.
which is in Corning, so just north of Sacramento.
Wow.
And it's like a guy Dewey, and he's like 3rd generation olive harvester, and it's just another small little family business.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
this
so
is just
it's
so
fun.
cool. I
Yeah.
love what you girls are doing. Thank you
We
so
love it.
much for
Yeah.
taking a few minutes
Yeah,
with
of course.
us. And I can't wait to come to a class
Yes.
and
Yay.
see you guys
So
again.
excited.
I know.
Thank
So
you so
fun.
much. Bye.